Welcome back to the program. We continue apace with the day's conversation, just set to embark on our second interview of the day. But before we get to do that, it's also a good place for me to let you in on part of what we are following up for you, and that is the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council, that is IBEC, which is set to be taking place at the Kenya School of Government, a session definitely being presided over by the Deputy President, that is Rigathi Gachagua, and also key top officials are expected to be in attendance, among them governors, top county and government officials. So the moment you get that link, we'll definitely be heading over there to just give you bits and pieces of how things will be unfolding at the Kenya School of Government. Back in studio, we train our focus to this second conversation. We look at the gospel music and the gospel industry altogether. My guests are on set. I'm talking about Dennis Miriti to my far right, who's a gospel musician, producer, musician artist, quite interesting, and also Princess Rukwaro Miriti as well, gospel musician. Lady and gent, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, and this is just a home affair. It's a home affair. I want to start with you on this one, Dennis. You began music in 2011.
Yes.
This is 10 years plus in the industry.
Yes.
What are you seeing in terms of how the gospel space has shifted?
For me, I think the gospel space has really shifted.
It has changed, eh?
Yes, it has really changed,
okay.
Especially the last 3 years. There's a period that we had very controversial gospel music, but now we are having a bit of mature gospel music.
Okay.
You know, it is good when we have real gospel. If you're doing secular, just do secular. If you're doing gospel, do gospel. And that's why you see we do not have like the big gospel hits
as it were.
As it were then. We have people now more in worship, in praise and worship, other than in gospel showbiz. And I think that for me, I love it. Yes.
I know, Princess, you could almost be saying the same thing as Dennis. I mean, you're coming from one place. Yeah. It's a husband and wife. But also, just from your individual capacity and perspective, because you've been in the industry for 5 years, and you also describe yourself as a gospel artist, gospel musician. Do you think there really has been a change in how music was done then and how it is now? And do you agree that at least we're sort of like going back to how it was?
Yes, I agree totally.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Not because Dennis is here and just...
Not because generally that is how the industry is.
All
and
right,
I think also the Kenyans and people right now, probably because we've been through a calamity, people have that hunger. If you're listening to gospel music, you want to be renewed, you want to be uplifted, you want to be refreshed. You're not just going there for entertainment. So even the people who are like the consumers, they are looking for something. So as musicians, you have to offer that thing. So right now, I think musicians are now singing, we are back to the beginning. We are going back, and that has been our prayer. Yeah, and also there has been a shift. Kitambo people used to do like you're doing one CD, but now you're releasing, you know, single, which is easy and it is also good. I think also because of technology. You can just release a single, put it out there as you work on others.
Now this is your song, eh?
Yes, it is.
Which one is this one?
This one is called Ametenda Maku, is my latest song. Yeah.
Tell me more.
This song is a testimony. I have a newborn baby. She's now almost 10 months. And I had a complicated delivery process, and I found myself praying just to be alive. And it's just a song saying how God has done us well. Ametenda Maku. It was like a dream, you know, and the way God has also restored my life over time. It's just a song of testimony, of thanksgiving. The Bible says that we should be careful to give thanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it says that in everything
we give thanks.
because this is His perfect will for you. And you know, you just did say that you had a complication, and over time we keep saying that, you know, being in that hospital bed giving birth, it's a matter of life and death.
It is.
So when you see yourself alive after that and the baby, regardless of what might have happened, you
appreciate life more.
Yes.
You have like a renewed a renewed approach to life. I keep telling my husband, I was not like this. I've really added weight after giving birth to my second born because I am more relaxed. I am more. I live every day, living every day practically. Before I used to be like an overthinker, but now I have changed because I really appreciate life. I do.
Yeah. And I'm just seeing Dennis agreeing, especially when you say that, when you talk about, giving birth and it being a matter of life and death. And of course, that is what also has informed, her latest song. And see how you are still agreeing when I say that.
Yeah, my culture is that I stay with her in hospital when she's delivering. And so I was there from the beginning. The first delivery was around 30 to 45 minutes. But now this time, I stay in the ward.
In the CS, he's talking about the CS, whatever.
Yes, the operation took 30, I think 45 minutes. From the time she took her, because they didn't offer me to go with her, which I think was a good thing because I don't know how I would recover from it.
You still would be.
So now this time, they stay for around 2 hours. And I am panicking. What is happening?
You're not used to this?
Yeah, I'm not used to this. And then they bring the baby first before her. So I start asking myself, what is happening? I actually called one of the nurses and asked, you people tell me what is happening. So when she came, of course, she told me she overheard the doctor say there was a rupture, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and then she told me when she was in the room, she felt like she saw the angels coming and like taking care of her. And then she was like, I just want this moment to live, to raise my children. And then later, God told me that I have given you another chance to have your wife. So I know what she's talking about. I know how hard it was. And honestly, it is God that brought her back to me. Yes.
Wow. I mean, it's quite interesting. It really is. All right. Let's go back to the entertainment bit. There's something that you did mention, earlier on, Princess, that we are moving away from just the entertainment bit of it. And I want to toss it over to you, Dennis. Do you think that at some point you actually looked at gospel, not as a ministry as it needs to be, but just as entertainment? And that's sort of like where we lost the mark.
Yes. Personally, when I was getting to music, I had the mindset that music has a lot of money. There is a lot of money in music.
You also did have that mindset.
Yes. And so I was looking for a hit. That song that I will sing and I become the talk of town.
So just wait a moment. Wait a moment. So we should not castigate upcoming, especially gospel musicians, when they say, I'm here to make money.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Give them time. They understand the difference between the industry and the ministry.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone comes, when God is calling people, he calls someone who is green. They have no information about where they are being called to. For example, when Abraham was told, move from your native land and go to a land I will show you, he did not have an idea of that land. He had an idea of where he's coming from. Now, when you're being called to any ministry, there's a mindset you have and there's a plan of God. So my mindset was, I want to make money in the music industry.
Much as God had called you.
Yes, I want to make money. And then I got in and I found out that the money is not there. you have to really work hard, and also you have to do other things for you to be in music and also make money. But let me tell you something. In 2019, I think 2018, 2019, God started rewarding me. I may not be known, I may not be famous, but God has worked on my life through music. Someone heard my song and told me, how do you want me to support you? Yeah. Another one, how do you want me to be, how do you want me to make you effective? And you find there's someone that is paying our music manager, you know, there's someone that has catered for our studio equipment, you know, and it's all about music. So the getting into the music, you may have a certain mindset, but when you get into the music, if you have the right calling, because that journey is a journey of you and God, and also with yourself.
Yeah.
Through that journey, God also revealed to me that I have not called you for you to come and make money. I have called you for you to worship me in truth and spirit. Because God is constantly looking for people. He's looking for a people that will worship him in truth and spirit. And if you know the direction to which you are called, you will follow that direction. And that's why for me, when I do songs, even if I reach 10 people, and those people are transformed, well and good.
Because you're sticking in the mandate.
Yes.
There's what God called you
Exactly.
for. And this was to reach people.
Yes.
There was one of your songs playing there. And maybe you could just tell us a bit about there you have it. Which one is this one, Dennis?
That one is Wakati Wako. Yeah, the song is Wakati Wako. It's my latest song. When I was writing this song, I was looking at the seasons and times that we as a family have been through, and I as an individual has been through. There is a time that was really hard, and these are the same things we talk about with my wife when we are home, when we have challenges. And then I'm like, at least the challenges we have now, you cannot compare them with the challenges we had 5 years ago, you know? So there is a time and season for everything. There's a season of abundance, there's a season of lack, there's a season to be born, there's a season to die, there's a season for everything. And when you understand that, you'll not find yourself wanting to do things to achieve irrelevant things. You know, life is about where you've placed yourself with God. And that's why one of the things I really work on in my life is a relationship with God. Because if you're in a relationship with someone, that person will know about you. I do not need to tell my wife what I need. She knows. If she wins a tender worth 10 million, she knows what she can give me and it will sort me out, you know? And that is what I work on with God, you know? I work on a relationship because now I know my child to an extent that if the child has a worn out shoe, I know whenever I see a shoe, I remember I want to buy my child a shoe. That is the kind of a relationship I am pursuing. I pursue every day with God. So at time, that time that I used to feel that I need to make cash out of this, nowadays I just worship. Yes.
Okay. And I wish we really could. You did mention something very important, and it takes a lot of strength to get to that point that you understand in this life, regardless of where you are. It could be music and business. It doesn't really matter in career, that there's a time and season to everything.
Yes.
It's difficult, but it makes things easy.
Sometimes very difficult.
It is. Let me tell you, it's not easy. But when you master it, you live life in his hands. Now you just live life easy. But you're also into production. You're both into production, Princess. Not just releasing music, but also into the production bit of it. Talk to me about how you got yourself also into this space, again, production business, and do you also do this for other artists? Do you produce?
I think I'll let him answer that because me, I'm running a different business. We are also in the clothes business. We stitch t-shirts in bulk and sell. And we have also begun stitching locally made clothes for ladies.
Right. So you want
I'll speak about that, so he can speak about production.
Can you tell us about the charity then?
Yeah, I can. Okay. Also, the stitching business that we are doing is somehow interrelated with the charity, because the dream was we have been working with a project in Soweto. It's under Patoipa Foundation, Patoipa NGO. So we had the dream of, because we have a lot of single mothers we have orphans, but my dream personally was for the mothers to teach them tailoring. So we had a period where we taught them how to stitch, how to make t-shirts, and from that now we began making in bulk for selling. It's part of it is for the sustainability of the project. Yeah, and the charity event we are planning is for the children. We have also a children's home in Mama Dan's Children's Home is under Patoipa Foundation. So we visited recently in December with my husband, and we realized how their mattresses are worn out. You know, they're just like this thick. So we thought, what can we do? Because you know, it is easy to wait for the sponsors, for Azungu, but what can we do locally? Because we can do a lot. We have the resources. So we're just calling for people of goodwill to partner with us, and we plan to go there on 25th of February, to donate the mattresses. Yeah.
So for you, ministry, that's why we call gospel a ministry.
It is a
It's not really an artistry, because you see, with what you're doing now, this is ministry.
It is.
And you've decided to go just beyond creating music content and releasing it, but also trying to see how you can be of help to the society in whatever capacity.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you've really been doing this over time?
We've been doing that over time. I think for me, since I was in campus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for a long time now. I always believe that music is a channel. It is not an end in itself. So God has given you this gift for what? What is the end goal? It is not just after singing, what? After that, what? What next? Yeah.
Again, you've said something that I want to again reiterate. If you could just understand that the gift that God has given you in this life is not about for you to just make money and stay relaxed. It's what is the end goal.
And it's not for you.
Yes, it is. He's choosing to use it because he could have decided to use and choose anyone.
True.
Even just sitting here doing this shows, the end goal is not just to sit here and be known.
Yeah, sure.
There's definitely an end goal to this. Well said. So then talk to me about the production, Dennis, and do you also incorporate other artists?
Yeah, we have a studio. The name of the studio is Prenam Records, and we also have a Prenam studio. Prenam Records is for audio production. Prenam Studio is for visual, rather videos. Yeah. So we do for other artists. Like we have our main artists who are from the project. My wife has just talked about.
Yes.
And they are in a band called Patoipa Bridge Band. We will bring them here one day.
Okay.
And it's interesting to have production, to do music production for other people, especially the talents in the slums. You know, whenever they bring a song to me, I feel like what great talents we have. And I wish I was nurtured as young, you know?
As they are.
Yes, as they are. Because for me, I just discovered I can sing, and then I started singing.
Way later.
Yeah, way later. So, we have now the audio production and video production. For the video production, we partner with a guy called Director Augustine, because of equipment and expertise. Because if you look at our videos, we try our best to do very good videos. And even for
we've seen.
Even for the children, we give them the best quality, because we want the videos to last. We want them to watch the videos even 40 years later and say, this is what we used to do when we were young, you know?
Well, that is the quality. You're just talking about quality. Look at that quality.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we do video production even for companies. We do adverts. I am also doing car reviews in a channel called Car Story. I mean, we do so many things.
There's really quite a lot.
Yes.
So there's the same charity event will be taking place in February, as you know, Prince is just talking about the distribution of mattresses and the likes.
Yes.
I mean, I keep saying gospel is not just an art, but it is a ministry.
That's true.
All right, we are almost just getting strapped for time, and before we get to do this, I want to pick your brain on something that has really been going rounds, particularly when we talk about female, ministers or artists, so to speak. And you are one of them, one of those female ministers. Sometimes they're not so much consistent. That she will release a song this year to Tangoja like 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, compared to
men.
Yeah.
Of course, I think it's because of that thing we've talked about, the seasons of life.
All right.
Like I think the truth is, like while I was pregnant, and when you're pregnant, you tend to struggle with breath, and you cannot sing as if you're not.
Okay.
Him, he was not, so he could continue.
Okay.
But at that moment, I needed to take a break.
Yes.
I think it's also because of the seasons of life.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's the seasons of life.
Seasons of life. So be appreciating the different.
And we need to embrace these gospel artists and encourage them. I think women pass through, now they're speaking, women have been taught to speak out, now they are speaking, and you will see most of them are passing through a lot of challenges. So do not be quick to judge, just find out why has this person not sung for so long. You will be shocked.
Don't be saying anti-females, they don't. Just find out why Princess is not releasing. It's
please find out. But then if you think about a particular person, find out, reach out.
And to make a better society. We have a minute to conclude, and I want to give you the last word, Dennis. What would you want upcoming gospel ministers to know, given that you've been in this space since 2011, 10 years plus, as we finish this conversation?
Okay, thank you. I would like to tell them that the beginning is not always so good, but there is power in persistence. There is no way you can do one thing for 5 years consecutively and that thing doesn't work for you. So you need to do that thing if you believe you are called. And I'm speaking to gospel ministers. I'm not talking to the industry. I am speaking to the ministry. If you know you are called, just do what God called you to do. Whatever the circumstance, no matter how hard things are, just do what God called you to do. And that is the only thing I can tell you, actually.
Stick to the assignment.
Yes, stick to the assignment.
Leave the side shoes.
Yes.
Good place to end this conversation. We definitely appreciate your time and your valuable inputs into just making us understand even the industry and the ministry and what even the differences in the first place. We definitely appreciate that.
Thank you.
I have been speaking to Dennis Miriti, to my far right, a gospel minister, a producer as well, and also Princess Rukwaro Miriti, equally a gospel minister. Of course, just talking to us about what really has shifted in the gospel space, how to navigate that, and also how to go back to how things were, more of ministry as opposed to artistry. Good place to end this conversation, but we're not yet done. Good Morning Kenya definitely does continue after this very short break. Stay with us.